This is Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, and you are listening to the Bob Culture Podcast.
Nothing between the lines of the page or at a time. Forgiveness is for angels, but this angel's fell out of line. That's in no second chance or redemption can be found. 'Cause you can't run the devil and the devil is running you down.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very special International Shining Star edition of the BCP, brought to you, shameless promo, by our friends at Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore. Guys, please welcome back to the show. By now, he is a first ballot, let's be real, BCP Hall of Famer. He is the ECPW Light Heavyweight Champion and new Titan Championship Wrestling Middleweight Champion. Please welcome back to the show, the International Shining Star himself, one of our all-time favorites. He's living his best life, literally sitting on a palm tree in what you said, it's like a black sand beach.
Oh yeah. Hold on here. Let me show you.
Yeah, please. Oh, that's
Look,
wild.
Black sand. That's black sand. Look.
That's crazy.
And just, and as always, right? Look, this is not a green screen, people.
Yeah.
This is real life. This is real
you.
life right here. All right? This is real life.
I hate you. This guy living the dream, as always, Mr. Calitri. Dude, I'm sitting here in cloudy New Jersey. Probably going to play basketball in a little bit, man, but you're living your best life on a sunny beach somewhere, undisclosed location, man. How's the trip so far? How are you? What are we calling you? Ray Two Belts right now?
Well, first off, before we get this interview going, as you all may know or may not know, one of our dear good friends in the wrestling community, his son was just diagnosed with leukemia, cancer, at a very early age. And I saw that he just recently posted. I haven't had the time to go through social media and do the whole, repost. And for him and his family, for him, his wife, Stephanie, the son, Justin, who's the little kid with the leukemia, and then younger brother, Owen. If you guys have donated, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. The wrestling community appreciates it. The Carino family appreciates it very, very much. If you have not, follow him on social media. All of his links, all of the information is there. I'm going to be posting something here pretty soon to try to help him out as much as we can. Even if you can donate, forward the link, post the link, say the prayers, say, whatever it is that you believe in, say the thoughts for the young kid, for his family, for Justin, baby Justin, because it's really important that even though Justin Carino is a veteran for over 10 plus years, and I've known him since 2007, and, most people, they may not like him because, he comes off as an arrogant wrestler or whatever the case might be. At the end of the day, he's a human being with a family and his kid. And his kid right now is in the beginning stages to fight the leukemia cancer. And we are all on Justin Carino's side. So that's just my 2 cents that I wanted to put into this interview before me and you get the interview kicked off.
Good man, Ray. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for looking out, man.
Of course, always.
What it's all about, man. We appreciate that, guys, and share the GoFundMe. We're auctioning up some stuff, man. It's cool to see the community all coming together. He's a fellow brother in this business, one of the boys for sure, man. So I appreciate you taking the time, Ray, because right now you're a busy man. Let's be real, man. You're a busy man. You're literally sitting on a palm tree in a black sand beach over there. This little. Yeah, he's enjoying the sun over there. I got to ask you, man, don't want to bury the lead here, Ray. You're living your best life. We already know that. Interesting promo, man. And you got your hands full. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But, dude, you've been circling, and we've talked about it so many times on the show. You've been circling this middleweight championship for TCW. You've been circling Recon. You called your shot. You got the win. I'm not going to say how or when or how that's a whole nother conversation. But you did get the win. We knew you'd get that championship, and you bury it. In the sense, is this not good enough for you? I mean, you take the ECPW championship all over the world, and this title, it's not worthy of Rey Calitri.
So the thing is, I'm not too much into the history of what other people do. I'm into the history of what I do personally. And the thing with me is that I wanted to add a twist to it, and the twist to it is that the belt is not good enough. The belt looks old and dingy and raggedy, and yeah, sure, it has history because it did have two former champions on there. The first one being Nikos Rikos, and then the second one being Rick Recon. But now it's the Shining Star Ever. So with the Shining Star Ever, we need something new. We need something fresh. We need something that complements my style. It complements, my traveling, my international flavor of the things that I do. And I just felt that it wasn't good enough, and I didn't want it. And it's up to Titan Championship Wrestling to see what they want to do, because I did bury it, and it is buried in the beach. And they have to figure it out. They have a little under 3 weeks to go with my upcoming match against Lance Anoa'I. And it's either you're going to have your CCW middleweight champion walking out with no belt representing your company, or we're going to get together and you're going to make me a nice, brand new, shiny CCW middleweight championship.
Wow. Ray certainly hopefully getting his way here, man. But you mentioned it briefly, not to bury the lead again, but we got to talk about this, Ray. You have your hands full coming up. Titan Championship Wrestling, Causing Damage, September 17th. Shameless promo. Tickets are available. Ray, dude, Lance Anoa'I, dude, you got your hands full, man. You're talking about Samoan Dynasty, man. I just saw Alpha Jr. just literally run through Dominic De Niro. I'm sure you're happy about that one. These guys are taking over the business, man. Dude, with all due respect, man, just calling it down the middle. This could be a short title reign for you. You know you have a tall task ahead of you from an MLW star.
I do, but the thing is that a lot of people, when they face someone like that, they get starstruck. They're like, "Oh my God, that's The Rock's cousin, that's Alpha's cousin." No, man. At the end of the day, you're coming in for something that's mine, for something that I've worked with AJ Pan for over a year and a half to achieve. And if you think that I'm just supposed to okay, nice to meet you, and I'm just gonna lay down because you are part of the world famous Anoa'I family dynasty and the bloodline and all that stuff that you have going on for you. So you have something else coming for you, because I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy that's just gonna oh, okay, so we're gonna take it easy because it's this guy. No, we're gonna work. And once that bell rings, he's gonna find out why I am the international China star. Because one of the things that he's probably gonna say is, "Oh, who is this guy? Who is this guy?" Hopefully you're doing your homework, and hopefully you're watching, because I'm no pushover. You could ask anyone around. I'm no pushover, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to keep that title around my waist and with AJ Pan, and so that the Shining Star Ever is not a short reign, like you just said.
Hey, man, and I'll tell you this, just calling it down the middle, Ray, you are putting in the work. You're putting out great content, great promos, great matches, every single event. You deserve that opportunity, man. I'm happy to see you get the opportunity, and you're fighting the names, and I'm sure this is the first of many, man. And you fought some names. I think you posted recently on social media. I forget the gentleman's name, but a legend in the bit. Was it a legend in Mexico you took on, right?
Oh man, dude, his name is Negro Casa. So
yes,
if anyone who's watching this, if no one knows who he is, he's like the equivalent of the Hulk Hogan, but for the Mexico version.
Yeah.
That dude has traveled the world twice over. He was a big star in Mexico in CMLL, and he was also a huge star in New Japan. So when I got the opportunity to face him, the small clip that I posted on my social media, when I get the tag and I'm coming in, and I'm literally just taking in that second to let it all sink in, and I hear the whole entire crowd just chanting his name, Negro. That was so surreal to me, because I still remember, 12 years old, 13 years old, reading about this guy in the PWI magazines, him coming out always in the top 10, him touring the world, him doing all of this great stuff that slowly but surely I'm getting to do. And for me to get the nod to main event with him, or against him rather, it was super cool and a super crazy emotional roller coaster that day. And at the end, when everything finished, I did post a clip up before, but we were walking away out of the match, because that's Mexican tradition, lucha libre tradition, I could say, where rather you win or lose, you stay within the ring, and you guys talk it out, whatever the case is. And as I'm walking away, he pulls me to the side, and in Spanish he goes, and next time that I come here, I want to go one-on-one against you, because you're one of the best ones in the scene today you're big, you're strong, and I like your style, and that's how I like to wrestle. So next time I want to go one-on-one against you. And that completely made my night, man. That was awesome.
You literally can't beat that, man. And
dude,
well deserved, Ray. Dude, you know what, man? I don't always agree with the tactics, man. I don't always agree. Look, I've come to this decision, man. Like Rey Calitri, man. Like, yes, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of yours. Let's be real, man. Not always a fan of the way you get the job done, but you put in the work. You travel the world, man. Next time we see you, you're probably gonna have gold on both shoulders. Let's be real, and guys, don't be fooled here. Just because he's not holding gold right now, he's literally buried one of his belts in the sand. It wasn't good enough. We'll talk about that more later. But Ray, I have decided, man, like you're the guy. You have deserved that middleweight championship. But that being said, I'm just calling it like I see. I tend to psychoanalyze these situations, man. AJ Penn, I don't think you need him, man. I don't think you need AJ Penn. Yes, everything he touches turns to gold, but let's be real. This guy, I know he's your boy. Look, I know he's your boy, Ray. I'm not trying to cause tension, but let's be real. Look, Riley went down, and you got to pay attention to the little things, man. This ain't your first rodeo. And he said, we're going to find somebody else, just like that. Boom. I understand you got to move forward, but just like that, man. I mean, this guy, I don't trust this guy, man.
You see, the thing is that me and AJ, we have an understanding and we have common goals. And that's, we started at Titan with no one knowing us and just, introducing ourselves to the locker room, to the owners, to the backstage people. And no one knew who Rey Calitri was in Titan Championship Wrestling or AJ Penn. They've heard of us, but they didn't know about us. So when Titan took a chance on us, we impressed them. And fast forward a year and a half later, close to 2 years now, I'm there, TCW middleweight champion. And as far as AJ saying that Riley, we have to find someone else, because there's a common goal here. The common goal is that the show must go on. And it's nothing against Riley. We wish her a speedy recovery. We hope everything goes good for her with her surgery and her rehab and everything else. But the show must go on. We can't dwell on that. So we just continue to build towards the future, and we continue working forward. And as far as me needing or not needing AJ Penn, that's my boy, that's my brother, that's my best friend. I've been up and down the road with him. He's, we've argued, we've laughed, we've fought. There's days that we don't agree on things, and at the end of the day, we still have, like I said, that common goal of making a name for ourselves in any promotion that we go to, and capturing the gold, and having the big matches, and having the big moments. And we're always working on content. So even though I know what you're trying to do is you're trying to like pull us apart.
Maybe a little.
I know. It's not going to work, because I've been around AJ a long time, and AJ knows me and I know him. And there's times where, we're on the side of the ring, ringside or whatever. And he already knows what I'm thinking, and I already know what he's thinking. And we just go with it just like that. And it works. So for you to say that I don't need him, we need each other. It's not more about me needing him or him needing me. We need each other. We complement each other.
I respect it. And I mean, the prophecy fulfilled, man. You guys winning the gold, Riley winning the gold, you winning the gold, man. We'll see what's next for you guys. It should be very, very interesting, Ray. And besides, you need someone to carry your bags, right? That being said, Sean Donovan recently on the show. I know you saw that, man. It's cool to see you always talk about, let's be real, Monster Mac loves you, man. They appreciate these veterans. They appreciate, and I appreciate it too, what you're doing for the business, man. And Sean put it perfectly. And I saw that you saw that clip, man. It was very cool, because the way he worded it, I thought was awesome. He said, you took these titles at the time, the ECPW championship. And as we've seen you on the podcast, guys, check the archives. Ray's been in Egypt on the show, all over the world. It's been crazy. But you're taking this title with you through airport security, taking it everywhere. Now you got 2 or 1.5, however you want to count it now, with the one buried in the sand. But the way Sean Donovan put it, he said, Rey Calitri is making these titles literally world titles. They're world championships, because you are taking them. You are representing these companies around the world. What did that compliment mean to you, man? Because I thought he worded it perfectly, man. And I think that shows how you go the extra mile, literally.
So to me, one of the biggest compliments that you could get in this business is when your fellow workers or fellow wrestlers or fellow peers, whatever you want to call them, when they acknowledge the hard work that you're putting in, the hard work that maybe the common fan might not know about, but such as Steve Mack and Sean Donovan and all of those veteran guys, when they look at me and what I'm doing, and it's always fulfilling when they're like, hey, listen, we see what you're doing a good job, keep killing it, keep doing what you're doing, because I am very fortunate. I mean, I am able to travel the world. I am able to travel the world at my leisure, and I'm able to do all these different things. And I know that like 98% of the people in the Northeast region, where is predominantly where I wrestle, they're not able to get out because of because of the job or because of real life or whatever the case is. Those are your champions, and it's okay, but you have to do something else with that title. If I wasn't able to travel leisurely the way I do, I would still figure it out to do locally. And we've been, I've said this till I'm blue in the face. It's not about doing the promo in front of your car in a basement. It's about picking an atmosphere that goes with your character or your gimmick, and you ramp it up to the 10. I could take the smallest thing, and because I who I am and how I dress and how I carry myself, I'll make it so much more bigger than what people really think it is. And I think it's important for the younger generation coming in, when you're tuning into your gimmick and your character and who you are, who you're trying to sell to the audience, promote yourself. You're promoting the belt. You're promoting yourself to other promotions. And this is how I really got started in California and Puerto Rico. It was when I was doing ECPW, when I was first started doing their promos. I was doing their ECPW promotions and stuff like that. That's how I got. California reached out to me. Puerto Rico reached out to me. Mexico reached out. They reached out to me. And I'm like, okay, so how did you find me? And then they'll talk to me. We'll have common ground. And then you just build on that. But you have to want to do it, because no one's gonna do it for you. You're in the independence. You don't have a machine behind you. You don't have a team behind you. You are the team. And the magical part about being an independent is you could do whatever it is you want. It's up to your imagination. You could do whatever you want, instead of having people make you into this robot where, like, okay, this is where you're gonna, this is where, but now this is your vision. This is what you're creating. So when people see it, they'll be like, okay, Ray dresses nice, likes to travel all over the place, carries the belt everywhere, does the promo, looks good on camera, does this. All right, we're gonna reach out to him, and et cetera, for every other wrestler that's trying to do the same thing. Like, you just have to find your niche, and once you find it, you have to keep working on it, and it becomes easier as you continue to do it.
Yeah. Dude, and you're killing it, man. It's cool to see the respect. If I ever start, which I never will for so many reasons, but if I ever started a promotion, I would definitely, I see the work you put in, man, and you would be one of the first guys that we would make sure you had a championship, because like I always try to say, it's a two-way street, man, and I appreciate that you do that, man. But what was that moment like for you, man? Fine, because we talked about it so many times on the show, finally defeating Rick Recon, winning that championship. And the cool thing too was, like, after the show, like, you were very busy, because like people were like kind of coming backstage trying to get your autograph. Like, you were doing photo shoots, you were filming some promo. Like, it was like, I was trying to get a word. I just wanted to shake your hand and say congratulations, but there was a lot going. And thanks for repping the shirt, man. We'll talk about that. I appreciate that. That was nice, man. That made my night, dude. Thanks for looking out. But what was that moment like for you, man? That was so cool. And you were so busy right afterwards.
That moment meant a lot to me, because, again, like I said earlier, I went into a promotion where it's not my home promotion, because my home promotion is ECPW, and now Titan has become one of my home promotions.
Absolutely.
Because, like I said before, I came in there and no one knew who I was, and Billy and Charlie, the owners of TCW at the time, they sort of like looked at me sideways and they're like, "Oh, we're not sure. Okay, you know what? Let's give this guy a shot." So for it to see the buildup up to that point was super surreal and super amazing, because I earned it. Nothing was given to me. I earned that night for my hand to be raised as new TCW middleweight champion. And then just to be there, like, with AJ, and then my brother was in attendance, and then, Soraya was there as well. And for me, just to share that moment with people that have seen me, like, literally out of nothing, I created something. And that was super cool, because how often do you get to say that? Like, how often do people wrestle in, the wrestling or sports entertainment, whatever it is that you want to call it? and they don't win a championship for whatever reason. And here I did it within a year and a half. And to me, it was super cool just to get like the green light from TCW and to be like, you know what, we trust you. You're one of ours. We trust what you're gonna do. You know, you're our guy. You're the next guy up. So that was super cool. And now we just gotta wait and see what happens because I did bury the title, and I don't know if they're pissed off at me. I don't know if they're mad at me. I haven't heard anything from AJ Penn. I haven't heard anything from anyone. So we got to see what's gonna happen.
This guy, the confidence on this guy, but well deserved. And funny story, I got to tell this, Ray. I told you after the show.
Sure.
You came out to the ring, you know, I'm like, you know, Ray, I always tout your accolades, man, because like we say here on the show, man, it's very well deserved. Don't always agree with AJ Penn. We talked about that, but you come out to the ring, you're rocking the orange BCP shirt. We certainly appreciate that. I popped for it. It was very hard to like kind of call your match because I'm like, how do I play this? But it was so cool, man. And a cool little story for everybody. So Ray comes out, he's wearing, you know, he's got his girl, he's got AJ, comes out, makes his entrance, he's wearing the orange BCP shirt. I'm getting the shameless promo, and that popped to me because I had no idea. And that means a lot to me, man. It really does. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
But you take off the shirt, you roll up, and you throw it. Dude, it was like you threaded a needle. I'm like, this freaking guy, like you throw it over the crowd, it goes like the hard cam's like on a chair in front of the commentary table. It goes under the chair that the hard cam's on. It threads and it lands right in front of me on the commentary. I'm like, this guy, like Mr. Perfect over here, man. That was hilarious. But thank you for doing that, man. I appreciate that.
When I did that, AJ was like, yo, do you have a string on that shirt? Because it landed like right in front of Rob, right underneath the hat and everything. And I'm like, no, man, I just have really good accuracy. And I can just, you know, it's a shirt. You just throw it. You just toss it. It's not that big of a deal. But I remember the night before, you know, I'm getting my gear bag ready and stuff like that. I'm talking to Soraya about it, and I'm like, oh, you know, because, you know, I would wear my gray Rey Calitri shirt, the They Hate to Love Me. I usually wear that with my orange gear. And I had ordered your shirt. By the way, it wasn't free. So there you go. You guys go support the BCP. Boom. Shameless promo. Shameless plug.
My guy.
So I did order the shirt, but I felt like I ordered it a little bit too late. So I was a little afraid that it wasn't going to get there on time. And it literally got there that night, the night before the event. I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm just going to wear this. And then, like, I was going to wear it when I saw you at production and stuff like that. But I was like, nah, you know what? I want to wear it right when I literally wore it the minute my entrance music hit. I was just like, you know, I put it on and stuff. And I was like, oh, hopefully he keeps it out. And hopefully he likes the little surprises I give him.
It was awesome, and it matched. The gear looked awesome. We were rocking that orange gear, man. Styling as always. We won't. I don't want to get into wrestling fad. I don't want to get in trouble. But
that's the biggest scam. That's the biggest scam in independent wrestling right now. Is Wrestling Fashion Week. This man is very biased, and he's not fair. And I should be winning every week. I should be right. But that's another story.
I always vote for you, Ray. That's my vote. Although I'm contractually obligated to vote elsewhere, but that's a whole nother story. Speaking of which, man, so you're busy. You win that big match. And then backstage, man, it's photos. I see fans coming back to get 8x10s autographs. I still got to pick up a shirt, man. I wanted to get a shirt too. So you're filming promos back there, doing photos and all that. And so the date got moved for all this. So I don't know what's going on now, but my whole point is Team Titan was scheduled to take out, what was it? The Vulture Squad at Project Codename Wrestling. That show got moved or canceled. I think there's a later date now. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I saw you guys interacting. I saw that promo. And I kind of saw you the way you were looking at Gangone a little bit because things are changing. You know, we were supposed to have a triple threat that night. It was just TJ Marconi taking on Gangone. Gangone finally winning a lot of title changes that night, winning his Titan Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Had a great speech after that. But I saw you kind of look, you know, there's a little dissension. You guys are all trying to team up with the Vicious One and Mastodon. And I kind of saw you looking at that belt just a little bit, just kind of reading the room. I'm not saying you're going after him or anything like that, but is that belt maybe worthy of Rey Calitri?
You never know. I'll probably bury that one too.
Wow. Just like that, man.
I'll bury that one too.
That's crazy.
But no, yeah, I was side-eyeing him because he wants to go on record and saying, you know, I'm the A champion, you're the B champion. Ooh. Trust me, buddy. I'm not no B champion. Believe me when I tell you. And you're going to see it. And everyone's going to know.
Yeah. That's it, man. They are going to know, and they're knowing it around the world. I mean, we'll see what's going on with that belt. And I know last time we talked to you, you kind of let a little something going on with Dominic De Niro. I told you he Alpha Jr. beat the heck out of him at ISPW. Yeah, you're okay. You're okay with it. Is there anyone right now that you got in your sights that you're kind of targeting right now, or is it still Dominic, or what?
I would love to finally have that match with Dominic. I feel like we'll have a great dynamic, great chemistry, and a great match. Yeah. It's one of those things like in wrestling. Everything's about time, and it has to be at the right place at the right time. Everything else going forward. But as far as me targeting anyone, I'm not. The thing about me is I don't target anyone. What I do is I target promotions because you always aim higher. You're always trying to go to the promotions that are willing to invest in you as a performer, as a sports entertainer, wrestler, whatever you want to call yourself. That's the places that you want to go to. So as far as me targeting anyone in specific, not really. I'm here to work with the best of them and to do the best business possible for myself, for the promotion, for everyone involved. But for me to call out a certain person that's not. I leave that to the people. I leave that to the fans. Where fans will be like, oh, Rey Calitri will have a good match against Darius Carter. Rey Calitri will have a good match against Sean Donovan. Rey Calitri will have, a good match against Steve Mack. Let's just throw it out there. I leave that to the people, man. To me, everyone comes in the same. Everyone, we all go into that ring the same way, and we all wrestle, and we all make it happen.
Very interesting. And you're one step ahead of me. You never took on Sean Donovan one-on-one.
No. I actually... When I started in 2007, he had a few years on me in IWF, so he was like one of the vets at the time.
Yeah.
But I never got to wrestle against him in a match, but we did train. We did go, through the drills and all that stuff. And it's interesting because now I'm in a position where I can literally demand to wrestle whoever I want to wrestle, and people are going to respect it because I have put in the work. I have, my resume does speak for itself. But now it's just, for example, because we're speaking about Donovan, now it's if Donovan wants it and I want it, we have to find a promotion to be like, all right, let's have these two guys go at it.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. And the reason I say that, man, Tommy Fierro put up a post the other day. Who do you want to see in ISPW? I think the shining star at ISPW, I've been seeing that tri-state title kind of hot potatoing. What was it? Donovan had, I think Bull James, former NXT, had it. I think Bull James has it now. I think we could see Calitri 3 belts, maybe. I could see you rocking that ISPW tri-state. I'll have to get in some ears, man. I got you, bro. Let's see. I
don't think Rick Recon will be happy if he sees me in ISPW.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a great point. Ray, wanted to ask you this one, man. I've always, every time I have you on the show, I always ask you like what's the goal? What's next? All those kind of cliche things, man, because and I always love your answer too. You're always like, hey, I'm going to do things this way. I'm going to travel the world. And I love the way that you do things like your way. And you got to, work with legends in Mexico. You get to travel the world, man. You're working hard in and outside of the ring, man. But are you paying attention? Because in the wrestling climate, so much has changed now. There's a change in regime in WWE. AEW has a little bit of momentum now. So there's a lot going on. Are you, I know you're not trying to get all into that or anything like that, but are you kind of paying attention to the current product, man? Because I could see Calitri kind of fitting in a lot of places. You're working with an MLW guy. I'm just saying, I'd love to see you in MLW.
You never know, right? You never know what's going to happen. But as far as that goes, I think I've said this before in one of the many interviews that we've had. And this goes back to the group chat that I'm part of with my good friends. We call ourselves the Good Poppies, which is myself, AJ Pan, Joey Ace, Mike Law, and Azriel. We're all really good friends, and we always talk about it all the time. I don't have time to pay attention to what's going on everywhere else. I know a lot of people do it, and they'll send links and stuff and this and that. But the way I see it, me personally, is why am I going to spend my time there, I should say. Spend my time there and research about what's going on with this company, what's going on with that company, storyline here, storyline there, who got released, who got signed. Why am I going to spend that valuable time when that does nothing in return for me? Because that's not an investment in me in my career, in my gimmick, in my training, in my wrestling, in my working out, in my cardio, in my gear. Like if I want to come out with a new gear design, like all of that stuff, all of that time takes away from what you're trying to do. So I've always been bigger on myself than what's going on the outside. Like I see it, but I'm not going to sit here and research every single detail, because me knowing that, how is that going to get me closer to my goals? How is that going to get me closer to being signed on a national TV contract? How is that going to benefit my wrestling so I can come up with, you know, a new move set or a new entrance or new gear or a new promo? How is that? That's not going to benefit me at all. So for the people who do it, all right, great, cool. But for those who really want to focus on themselves and focus on their career and make things happen in their career, we're focused over here. We're focused over here on what's going on. And there's a few people that I know personally that focus on themselves. And then the other people, you sort of see when they're focused on that, you sort of see that they don't grow as a performer and they don't grow as wrestlers. And this is why they only wrestle within that same little loop of the Northeast region or whatever the case is, because you're so busy doing that. Because instead of the hour that you're researching and you're watching videos on, you know, the latest scandal in WWE or whatever's going on in AEW or Ring of Honor or Impact, the hour that you're spending, you can spend it making a promo that's not in your car or your basement, or putting ideas in your head of, okay, I want to reach out to this promoter in Mexico. I want to reach out to this promoter in California. Let me format my resume. Let me get my video clip footage so I can send to them. Let me get a good 8x10. Let me set up an appointment with a photographer, professional photographer, so I could get 8x10s done the correct way. So to me, I don't really pay attention to that stuff, man. And that's just me being honest. And if anyone who does, great for you. I don't knock it. But I'm more focused on myself and in my career and what I'm doing going forward.
I love that. That's such a great answer, man. And I know it's all real, man. Because I know you, man.
Yeah.
I love your work ethic, and I love that mindset. It's like I could spend time, you know, getting into all this gossip and whatnot, or I can focus on my craft, man. And I love that answer. You mentioned the Good Poppies. I want to talk about them. I'm doing commentary now over at Warriors of Wrestling. Every time Joey Ace comes out, member of the Good Poppies, I got you, bro. Is that something maybe we could see play out, man? I'd love to see like all y'all in the ring together, maybe like a faction, Pro Wrestling Magic, Hispanos Unidos. I could see you fitting in with that group. They're always carrying the gold in that group too. I think JC Storm just joined up with them. Azrael, your boys in that faction. Donovan, I believe, is still the light heavyweight championship or junior heavyweight champion over at Pro Wrestling Magic. I could see you fitting right in with either one of those groups. Are you, I know you got Pan and you know whoever AJ is going to pick up in Titan, man. Would you be about like the faction thing, like Good Poppies, like all y'all coming out together at different promotions?
So the thing is, where I go, AJ goes. and that's one thing that you know, it goes, it's a package deal everywhere we go. But yeah, you know, we're willing to work. We're willing to, if you don't have to give us the main event right away, but we're gonna show you why we're the main event. You don't have to give us the titles, but we're gonna show you why we deserve to be champions and why we're gonna earn the championship. We're gonna earn the fans. We're going to earn the ratings. We're going to earn the promo. Everything we do, everything is earned from us. So you don't, even if you bring us in, we don't expect to be treated like royalty right away, because we know that's not how it works, especially when you're going into a new promotion. But we'll work. We're willing to put in the work. And we show that in Titans. We're willing to put in the work.
Yeah, as you have. That's why you are the middleweight champion. Again, your championship's in the sand. But you literally were, I believe, the main event. And as you should be, man. You worked your way up, man, and you're killing it, Ray. Now I'm hearing rumblings that there might be something going on like in the next couple of weeks. So you always got something up your sleeve. Is there anything that you could tell the fans or the Titan Nation right now? What you got up your sleeve?
So last night, you know, when the title was buried, nothing is confirmed, but
okay.
All right, so check this out. Check how this goes out. The upper ups of Titan Championship Wrestling, which is Billy and Charlie, they were so upset when they saw him. They called SP Anderson their GM. SP Anderson was told to talk to AJ so that AJ could talk to me. You see how everything gets trickled down instead of just calling me direct? You see how that works?
Oh, first mistake. Yep.
Right? It's always like that. So what ended up happening was that they're so upset about me burying the title, and they don't want to come out to the coordinates or whatever it is that I posted to come unbury the title. They're planning on doing a press conference. What the press conference about, I have no idea. But they said that I have to be in attendance for AJ Penn. I don't know. I've never heard of a press conference where someone's going to get fired or fined or whatever the case is. But I have a good feeling that it might be something good coming up. I'm not sure. But I believe it's going to be sometime next week. I don't have all the details because, again, it goes from Billy to Charlie, to SPN to AJ Penn, and to me. So the chain of command sort of gets a little lost, so to speak. So once I get out of here tomorrow night, I'll touch base with AJ Penn and figure out what's the next step and what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think so.
But you have to tune in. You have to tune in.
Yeah, we'll have to tune in and find out. We'll find out the details of if we can cover the BCP boys. We'll be there. Definitely check it out, see what's going on. And I think you bring up a great point, man. It's like I don't really know a press conference where everyone's going to get fined or punished in any sort of way. So maybe this is a sign of good faith. You are their champion. This should be very interesting. I'll have to speak to all parties involved and get to the bottom of this thing. Ray, dude, thank you so much for a few minutes. I know you're busy. I know we talked to Sarai last time and your schedules, boom, 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 be here, reservations, wherever you are, wherever this location is that you're right now. Before we get out of here, man, I got to ask you, man, what's next on the itinerary, man? What do you got coming up?
The itinerary, I'm in Chicago next week.
Get some deep dish.
Peru. Yeah. No, I can't. I can't. Maybe
this guy. You can't even get one. I respect it.
I got Chicago coming up. I have Peru coming up. I got a few things in the works coming up, man. You just got to stay tuned in as always, and all social media platforms: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Rey Calitri, all across the board. But yeah, that's pretty much. And I just continue to enjoy life and live the dream that everyone else wishes that they can when they see me in different locations as you're interviewing me.
That's it. That's why I hang out with you, man. You're living your best life, Ray. You're awesome. And guys, get the Rey Calitri shirts. They're awesome. I'm going to get one soon. Get the 8x10s, all that shameless promo. And Ray, dude, thank you for wherever you are in the world this time for always making time for us, man. We'll see you at Titan soon and continued success, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Real quick, do not forget about the Justin Carino GoFundMe. Find him on all his social media platforms. Show that support. Show that love. We thank you so much for watching the BCP.
We out. Peace.